facing, being like, oh, look, she was in my class, but he cleared the air with us.
Well, honestly, we thought that when we saw the video.
Sure.
This was it's odd that this teacher was sort of bragging about his connection.
I'm still not sure
and then we talked to him to clear it up.
I'm still not sure that that's like a good conversation to have with your science middle school class, and that's why this was originally posted online, was because the students started filming him secretly because they're like, why are we having this conversation? But he felt like he wanted to tell his students to be wary on social media.
So there's a lot more to talk about. So we told you there was a search of the home that he appeared to have been staying in the Hollywood Hills. So we now find out that they were testing for blood. There's something called luminol, which can light up a floor.
Everyone's seen this on CSI.
Yeah.
That they spray it and it, allows them to see where if there are traces of blood, even if it's been cleaned up.
So they were looking for luminol, on the floors. They were looking in drains to see if there were any traces of blood. We don't know what the results of the search were, but it's significant because the Tesla that contained her body in the trunk was parked nearby. And so it seems like their working theory is she might have been killed
if she were
in the house.
killed or dismembered in the house and then placed in that car and parked, a block and a half away.
Right, and we should say that the police have not named a suspect yet. The police have not named a person of interest yet, but that doesn't mean they don't have one. They got a search warrant, which means they clearly were able to show a judge that there was probable cause to believe a crime was committed. But the police have been playing this really close to the vest.
We also don't know what David's cooperation has been with cops. We were told early on he was cooperating with cops. Now it seems kind of unclear, but it is kind of interesting because...
Well, he's not talking to cops.
That's what we're hearing.
We now know, we've got it on pretty good authority. He's not talking to police.
Which you think is maybe normal what an attorney would say to their client.
Of course. They just searched his house.
But I looked at it as, if you have nothing to hide, why would you not go to cops?
You don't look at it that way.
Once now he knows they've searched his house. He knows what they were looking for in his house. Anything he says
is incriminating.
But it is interesting, though, that now they have finally announced that the tour dates, he was supposed to perform in San Francisco. Is today the 19th?
Yeah,
or the 18th?
Tonight, and then, tomorrow.
No,
LA.
it was tomorrow at the Greek in LA. Those have both been canceled. So he's not going to be performing.
Scrubbed from the Grammys.
Scrubbed from the Grammy Museum, which he was also supposed to have an appearance at next week.
And
he was supposed to be dropping a deluxe album with Interscope, who we now learned that they've pulled all that. So clearly he knows he has a lot going on.
Yeah, well,
it's not a good look to be on tour.
But the interesting thing is, the label is pulling all official promotion, and he's taken out of the Grammy Museum for this appearance. But there's still a lot of publicity around his name and his songs.
His streaming numbers.
Is streaming through the roof.
We also reported this morning that those bloody shirts, the bloody clothing that were a part of his act and a part of some of his songs and the music videos, they're not available anymore.
Well, and it's interesting. The songs are, the titles of these songs are just
Romantic Homicide,
which, by the way,
is the number one streaming song for him right now.
Right.
Coincidence, but a creepy one.
So we also got, look, a lot of people are wondering, what was the relationship between this 15-year-old girl and this 20-year-old guy? And this goes back maybe to when she was even 13 and he was 18.
Right.
So we were able to get some video of the two of them together. So we've seen photos, and now we've got video of
them on a live stream where they're interacting with some of his fans. It's a short clip, and so it's hard to make out what they're talking about. But at one point, he does say to the moderators of the chat that we should make sure when this is done, don't leave it up. So I don't know what was being said during the chat because we've only seen that brief clip.
Well, she's pointing at some comments. I think people were making comments. You can't tell which one she's pointing at, but clearly he
also don't know when this
he didn't want this to be clipped and go out anywhere.
So the way this works is, sometimes the LAPD will be really open about an investigation, and they'll kind of lay out what they've got. They'll hold a press conference. They have done. They are holding this as close to the vest as just about any case I've ever seen.
And you're right, but it reminds me of the Brian Kohberger case, where everybody was on the police saying, you are not giving us any information, you're bungling this case, and then they came out with a very airtight case which resulted in no trial.
And here's the difference.
But why
though.
haven't they been more aggressive with this guy?
We don't know.
But you don't know that that has been.
Well, you're saying that he hasn't been questioned.
No, we don't. Well, he doesn't. He has a right not to be questioned.
Well, I mean, why haven't they just yanked him in?
I'm sure they asked to.
Well, why haven't they just yanked him in?
They can't do it. They can't do it. He has a right to remain.
They have a chopped up body in a vehicle that's owned by him.
The way it works
they could subpoena him. They could subpoena him.
No, they can't.
No, they
Why
can't
not?
subpoena him.
Because there's no case.
Right. They
What
would
do you
actually
mean? They have a chopped up body in
There's no
his
subpoena.
vehicle.
There's no subpoena.
Right, there's no subpoena because there's no trial.
I mean,
yet. They can.
These guys can.
They can either arrest him or. Right. They can either arrest him or not.
Well, okay.
If they go to him,
find something
his
to
attorney
arrest
would
him
say,
on.
"Are you arresting my client?"
I mean, it shouldn't be that hard.
We don't want to say that. The way it works is this: that the police do an investigation, they follow a trail. When they find enough evidence that they believe somebody committed a crime, and it's got to be, real evidence, because the last thing they want to do is arrest somebody and then go to the DA, and the DA says, "You don't have enough here to secure a conviction. We're going to release him."
And now you screwed this up. Even if you were to continue investigating, you screwed it up.
Totally screw it up. So they've got to pursue it. The difference with Kohberger is that with Kohberger, you didn't know anything about who may have done it. In this case, and I'm not saying he did because he is not a suspect yet, as far as we know, David, but people are looking at David. So I think it's different.
And Kohberger, we didn't know anybody at all.
Anybody at all.
Hello, everybody. My name is Kamara from Atlanta. And this young lady being found missing and then also her body being dismembered is quite, horrific. Just looking at the TikTok videos, apparently he started dating her around 11 years old. Her mother reported her missing around 13. And then now when police found the body in the back of the Tesla, she was about 15. I will definitely say this. He is, everything is still allegedly, but at the same time, all roads are leading back to him. Also, when we look at the tattoo, I just want to say a lot of celebrities, they have that, Rihanna and Lindsay Lohan. So I see why a lot of people are saying that really can't be considered evidence. I just definitely
no. It can be considered evidence. Yeah. It's just not determinative evidence.
That wouldn't be enough.
They're building blocks that the LAPD is looking at right now.
So my question would be, what else do they need to do to say, hey, he's now considered a suspect? Because we see the video, we've seen everything on social media, and then the teacher even did it.
He's not a suspect unless they can tie him to the woman in the trunk and say he did it. Right. That's when he becomes a suspect.
The car was registered in his name, and I'm not saying
not enough.
That doesn't mean that he.
Somebody else could have put the body in. Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
what are you guys saying?